Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in a Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today we're doing a what's in the box kit review on my special hobby 172 Saab J-21A, which as you can see is a kind of cool looking pusher twin boom aircraft. So we're going to be following the normal schedule, which is going to be, we're going to read some of the blurb off these instructions, and we're going to have a good look at them. We're going to have a look at our parts on the sprue, and we're going to investigate these little baggies, which have some other bits and bobs in them. After that, I'll just talk blindly into the camera for a couple of minutes, and hopefully you'll stay interested. So this is part of our current building scheme, which we call you choose my next build, where I put 4 kits in front of you and ask you via the comment section to let me know which one you'd like to see me build. So this week we have the Swedish FVS J22 home built fighter by Maravox. We have the Saab J-21A by Special Hobby. We're also covering the J9/EP1-106 Swedish Defender, which for the eagle-eyed amongst you is a Svenska US P35. And we're also going to be having a look at this Saab B5 Swedish dive bomber by Special Hobby, which again for the eagle-eyed amongst you is actually a license-built Northrop A17. So without further ado, let's have a look at the blurb here and see if we can't learn a little bit about this rather interesting aircraft. During the World War II, Sweden tried to fasten its neutrality amongst others by strengthening its air force. Flygvapnet, Swedish Air Force, had ordered 264 Svenska P35A machines. That'd be this one. But in fact, only 60 were delivered, and the Vulti Vanguard Swedish designation J-10A that they'd also ordered were never delivered. When the USA was dragged into the war with Japan, US government banned further exports. Sweden then had to take care of equipment by itself. During World War II, the Swedish Air Force introduced 2 domestic fighters. The FFS J-22, which is this one, was really an interim solution machine. It was a Saab J-21A, the first aircraft of the latter company, designed by Ingrid F. Vonstrom, designed a unique aircraft with twin fuselage booms supporting the tailplanes, tricycle undercarriage and pusher DB605B engine. The original design proposed the R1830 engine as its power plant, but eventually a license for the German Daimler-Benz 605B engine was obtained. An ejection seat was designed for safe emergency bailout in mid-air. The machine featured superior forward view, armament preferably located in the nose, excellent manoeuvrability and all the advantages of the tricycle undercarriage. The troubles that the J-1AS suffered their entire service career were caused by cooling of the power plant. The first prototype took off for the first time on July 30th, 1943. However, due to the fully extended landing flaps, the takeoff run was very long and the undercarriage was damaged at the end of the runway, followed by a light crash during the landing. Fortunately, the machine was just slightly damaged. When the prototype was repaired, the thorough trials continued with another crash. The second prototype that corresponded with production machine J-21A1 featured revised tailplanes and redesigned oil coolers. These production machines were assigned to the F9 wing at the end of the war in Europe. Wings F12 and F15 were also equipped with the next series, J-21A2, that featured different armament. The last production series machines designated J-21A3 was delivered as a ground attack aircraft. The J-21 as a fighter became rapidly obsolete, but its excellent low-level performance, moreover, it was gunfire stable and it was predetermined to become a ground attacker. Wings F6 and F7 were equipped with this ground attack version. J-21 started to be withdrawn from service from 1950 onwards. F9 wing received J-28 machines were replaced by Vampire FB Mark 50s until 1953. F12 wing received J-29 Tunen fighters. J-21A design culminated in the first Swedish jet aircraft of domestic design, the J-21R, which we also have as well in our kit stash and will be reviewing and building at a later date. The presumable installation of the Havilland Goblin engine, Sweden purchased license for this production, the jet engine would have been trouble-free. During the structural works, it became clear that only 50% of the original piston engine J-21A parts could be used, since the jet engine installation meant too many changes. Despite those changes, the new J-21R was extremely similar, externally similar to its older sibling. The Swedish Air Force received in total 299 piston engine machines and 60 jet-powered J-21s. Okay, so let's have a look at the parts. And if you don't mind, I'm a little bit thirsty, so I'm going to have a go of my Macmyra Swedish Bukviski, which is kind of tasty. Yeah, it shouldn't really be used for hydration, but never mind. Now we're going to have a look at the sprues. And as you can see, we've got the main sprue in front of us. This being the one with the wings and the fuselage on it. We've got to look at the instructions as well. I forgot about that. We'll do this. So do the sprues first. So as we can see, the wings have got some nice detail on them. It's kind of fine. It's not particularly heavy, but it's all there. Lots of panel lines. We can see our ailerons here. We have a similar amount of detail on the booms and on the fuselage itself, which is kind of cute looking, I must admit. We do appear to have a few hatches on here. Don't really see any rivets, but maybe that's because they're not there. I have noticed we have a 3 single blade propeller configuration, which is obviously going to take a little bit of time to make sure it's all lined up correctly. We have our oleo legs for our undercarriage. And this here looks like it could be the cockpit instrument display, maybe. A couple of guns by the look of it. And as you can see, we've got some detail on the inside of the cockpit interior as well. On the under section of the wings, which one did we do? Yeah, we did that one. We've got a lot of detail again. We can see we've got a couple of mounting points here for some external fuel pods. The second sprue we're going to look at has our external fuel attachments. This kind of looks like it's going to be part of the front undercarriage, possibly. I think this is going to be parts of the interior. And we've got a few other bits that are identified. That's going to be the rear section of the tail. Let's just skip back to the instructions, which we forgot to have a look at. Silly Andrew. And here we have a comprehensive sprue diagram showing us all the parts that we do need. It's got a couple of crosses on here showing us parts that we don't. Step 1 looks as though it's easy to follow. We've got our seat assembly, which also comes with some straps, which I'm going to be guessing are going to be coming from our photo etch. A couple of bits to attach to the seat. We're going to put this into the cockpit interior on the cockpit floor. Got a rear bulkhead. We've got some more photo etch harnesses to put on. They look like little foot pedals, little foot harnesses to stick your feet in. So they're going to be the pedals there, I assume. Section 3 is going to be our cockpit instrument panel, where we have a film section and a photo etch section to go over as well. Looks quite nice. I'm not too sure what this is. Here we've got our fuselage assembly. 2 pieces to go together. We've already got our ejection seats apparently installed. Got some levers to put on the side. Then we're going to do with our 2 twin booms. And we're going to put our booms, attach our wings together, and we're going to put our fuselage on top whilst adding the centre part of the tail and a few other auxiliary pieces. Our oleo legs, we're getting the hang of this word now, I think. I'm not saying Oreo, which is one of my favourite biscuits. We're going to put those together. And we're going to put our front part of our tricycle wheel carriage together with open doors. We're going to put our propeller together, which is one of those, like I said, single-bladed attempts. I'm going to put a few extra parts on here and on here. It's all starting to look kind of nice. Kind of looks a little bit like the Lightning, but obviously not that much because it's only got a pusher, one single pusher engine on it. Oh, they go on the side there. Oh, they're interesting, aren't they? Extra fuel pods going on the tips of the wings. That looks pretty cool. It's not on the picture though, is it? Oh, I like the look at that. That looks nice. And there we go. That's kind of what it looks like when it's finished. We get some nice painting diagrams to aid us. As you can see, we've got grey, pale grey undersurfaces and what looks like a sort of olive drab upper surface with a red spinner, red nose. Looks pretty cool. Let's see what the options we've got. We've got one option without the fancy decals on the front. I think we'll be going for the shark's mouth if we can manage it. Another set here, and another set here. They're all kind of similar. So let's have a look at the rest of the gubbins that we get. Here we have our photo etch part, which as you can see is some harnesses, some little bits. There's our cockpit instrument display, and some other little bits. There's our film dials for our cockpit instrument display. We have a little baggie. I'm going to take these out of the bag, sorry about that, which contains our wheels and a whole bunch of sort of switches and knobs and other tiny little bits. Not exactly how we're going to manage to cut those off with our hobby saw, because it kind of looks a little bit big, but I'm sure we'll manage somehow. We've got the clear glaze section here. It kind of looks a bit confusing. Two front sections and two bits to put together for the rear. Yeah. It also comes with two little lights as well. You can see some little lights in the front of the booms as well. And here's our selection of decals. Standard Swedish crowns. We've got the shark motif. We've got a couple of other little motifs there as well. And we've got a whole bunch of letters and numbers. So as we've just previously discussed, this is part of what I'm doing, which is you choose my next build. So I'd be grateful very muchly if you could take part, if you have the time. And all you've got to do is put in the comment section which one of these four kits you'd like me to build. So it's a Saab J-21A, the Saab B5, the FFVS J-22, or the J9EP 1106. You can call that a Svenska P35 if you want, or just Swedish Defender or whatever. So there we go. Please do like and subscribe and have a look at some of our other interesting videos. If you are in Sweden, I'm going to try some Swedish now. Hi, Sverige. That is hello, Sweden. Hi is spelled H-E-J. Just a little bit of information for you Swedish guys, if there are any of you watching. You're currently 14th in the list of countries that watch my channel. That is 0.8% of the views, a total of 3,356. So I'd be extremely grateful if you could watch the rest of these films, because obviously, you know, I'm doing Swedish aircraft. I've got a Swedish flag and I'm drinking some Swedish whiskey. So you could say that I'm kind of helping your economy with the Swedish whiskey diet, and it's jolly nice too. So it only leaves me to say skål, which is cheers in Swedish. And I can say that you made some rather interesting aircraft, this one particularly, and your whiskey is pretty damn good. I might have to try one of the other Macamira variants available. Please do like and subscribe, and as always, be seeing you.